Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pot, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. You can find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com. Now, the Rebel Mistress is in the other room trying not to throw up because she's sick as a dog. I kind of got her sick. I kind of feel bad about it. But anyways, I have a great guest for you tonight. Our guest is actually our first Skype guest that we've ever had before, coming all the way from Dallas, Texas, Murdoch? Oh, wait. There you go. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
All right. Murdoch Pizgatti of Come and Take It, Texas, and don'tcomply.com. I don't know. I'm missing some other stuff. I know you do. You're also a host of the Don't Comply radio show, right?
Yeah, the Don't Comply show.
The Don't Comply show. Yeah, I love the fact that you have a website called just Don't Comply. It's so anarchist of you amongst all your...
We are celebrating our 10th year having that website up and running as a news site, and we not only make the news, we not only write the news, but we make it.
That's true. You guys do make the news a lot. I mean, I literally want to talk to you about the backstory of all these different things you've done over the last year. Let me see. You used the Cody Wilson's first defense distributed ghost gunner on the steps on this Texas State House steps, printing milling lower
manufacturing firearms. Yeah.
Lower receivers. And then on top of that, you've done so many different open carry events. There's the whole Jade helm thing, which I'm kind of want to go into, what you guys did with that. You did the whole mock mass shooting, which was incredible. The press coverage you got from that was insane. And then you also did a Feed the Homeless event too while open carrying. And you also did talks at Porcfest. So you had a busy year, even for a normal activist. That's a busy year. I mean, just a couple of things, and you were every month there's something going on in your world.
Yeah, we try to pack in all we can. There's a lot of stuff out there that needs to be done. A lot of minds that need to be changed, and we're just doing what we can from down here in Texas.
I hear you. Well, it's appreciative. I can tell you that much, because you guys definitely do a lot down there. Now, how exactly did the because I kind of want to go to the whole ghost gunner thing, because that seems like there's a law that's coming into fruition. I hate laws, but this is somewhat of a good law, that the open carry is now going to be allowed of pistols in Texas coming up next week, right?
January 1st, they're going to allow people to open carry a modern pistol. There's a real misnomer of what people think. They think that it's now legal to open carry modern pistols, and that's really not the case, because here in Texas, it's not a requirement to ID to produce ID whenever you get stopped by a police officer if you're walking down the road, unless you're committing a crime. So I can walk down the road with my rifle or my pre-1899 black powder pistol, which are fully legal and allowed to open carry with no license or registration, and I'm not required to ID. But come January 1st, they're going to let you open carry a modern pistol if you've paid the extortion money and got their exemption. So you have to realize that you're going to be required to ID if you're open carrying a pistol, because it's illegal. It's still illegal to open carry that pistol unless you have their exemption.
So they can actually, if you're open carrying, you have to present a form of identification. Right. Okay, that sounds, well, at least that's a step in the right direction. Even though that's still horrible. See, it's the other way around though. In New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, I can conceal carry. No, I'm sorry. I can open carry without a permit at all, but I need to get permission to conceal carry. Isn't it the other way around in Texas?
Yeah. Well, no, you still need a permit to conceal carry here as well. But they were just expanding that to open carry as well. We're going to be the 45th state to allow open carry in one manner or another. And it's kind of sad that this 140-year-old law is just now getting turned, and we're behind everybody else in the country.
Well, I wouldn't say you're behind everyone. I mean, Illinois, New York, and California kind of have.
Right. The
They
other
kind of
five, yeah.
they kind of have pretty harsh laws on guns. I wouldn't say Texas is horrible, but you're definitely when people think of Texas, people think like everyone has guns. Like this is a normal. That's the that's the mentality. Everyone thinks. Oh yeah, like just like I mean, mostly in New Hampshire, like everyone has guns here. Like so many people have firearms. I would actually kind of make the argument that a lot more non-porks than porks have firearms, which is kind of crazy to even say. But like, a lot of times I talk to like random people, or not random people, but like through my coworkers or like other friends outside the community and stuff like that. And I meet these people, and they'll all everyone always talks about guns. There's so many shooting ranges and stuff like that. But it's like it's so. I don't know about you, like in Texas, but like, is there like areas of Texas or like when you leave Texas where immediately it's just a completely different atmosphere with guns? Because it is up here. Like literally, I go an hour south. I'm in Boston, and it's like a night and day difference in regards to like gun laws and like people who are pro gun and people that aren't.
Well, if you go on either side, Louisiana or Nevada or New Mexico, then it's open carry with no license. It's a constitutional version of that Second Amendment that we're pushing for, whereas we don't really have that here yet.
No, I hear you. So this back in the spring, you did a ghost gunner thing where you took Cody Wilson's first defense distributed milling machine, and where were you? Why were you at the State House with that miller?
That was the opening first day of the 84th legislative session here in Texas. We were wanting HB 185 passed, and 195 passed, and it was the constitutional carry. It was the one that we were trying to get. We had built up so much momentum over the last 2 years. We wanted, and we got international attention when we brought out the ghost gunner and manufactured guns there in front of the State House. And with that media attention, we used it to get out HB 195 and let people know what it is, that we're supporting it, and that it needs to pass.
Well, I mean that led to this law being done now, right? With the open carry. Is this the same law? Or am I confused with that?
It's not. We were trying to get the constitutional carry bill in.
That's right.
And at the last minute, some of the people in the gun movement kind of betrayed the cause.
I want to go on a little bit of a side tangent here. What is with people who, like, so many people that are pro carry, open carry, pro Second Amendment? Why do so many of them feel like sometimes the bigger status than liberals? Like, I don't know about you, but like I run into some people that are, they're pro gun, but at the same time they want regulations, and they're not like, they don't have that ownership mentality of like what a gun is. They still think it's like a right, like that, not right, but like a privilege that the government can just hand out.
Yeah. Down here, over the last couple of years during this push, we've seen them come out and separate themselves from the real gun movement, from the real freedom lovers. And we call them the butters, because it's always, I'm all for the Second Amendment, and I'm all for gun rights, and there's always a but somewhere in the middle of their line. They first try to say they're with us, but they want the force and violence of the state to do something.
Yeah, these are the same people that so many of these people, they say they're pro gun, but at the same time they're for regulations on who can own a gun, and I don't want murderers and rapists and whatnot to have guns. But these people that they want to have that use guns for gun control, those are the same people that are going to go after people for drug use and everything else. It's all the same racket. More we come back with Murdoch Pizgatti.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by
Okay, that's like we have like a 5-minute break. So if that, no, like 4 minutes. So we come back around 10:21, something like that.
To get Get kids involved in dinner time conversation. Ask specific questions.
So you didn't get to
not
talk to
broad
Derek
ones.
J down
Instead
there.
of what happened today at school.
No, he
try
ran
what
off
was the best
before
thing that happened today.
I could get through talking to all the media. I had 100 of them around me trying to interview me, and you know, I saw him over there filming and kind of gave him a nod in the middle of my interview, and yeah, at the end he disappeared. So maybe we'll catch up later on if he's still down here.
Feel free to bring up anything you want to, by the way, if there's something you want to talk about.
Okay.
Because I have a whole list of shit, but I don't really care if we go off tangent or anything like that. I'm also going to smoke during the show. You're more than welcome to join me. But
Can't quite.
Wait. Let me hand it to you. There you go, right there. And yeah, I don't know. I'm loving this. The way this looks, because you're seeing this coming back at you, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Here's a question. Do you think it would have been cooler if I just had the Skype without the table and the wall in the picture? I actually kind of like it. But I don't know. I'm just thinking of different camera angles, stuff I can do. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that you're talking about the microphone.
Yeah. Wait. Let me move it. It's not close enough. It should be right over your mouth. No, I don't feel like getting up to move it. There you go. Yeah, just talking to the microphone. Yeah. See, I could have changed it so that the camera, so nothing else is in the shot. I literally shot. I forgot I wanted to do that, so I literally set up like last second. Yeah, I literally set up like last second. So.
Well, I like all the camera angles and pretty cool.
It's the coolest looking studio in the Liberty movement. Well, maybe besides, well, I take it back. I don't know if you've seen Brett Vanot's studio at school, his School Sucks project studio.
I haven't seen that studio, no.
His studio is really nice. He's got a nice studio too.
Excelente.
So you gotta get your you gotta get a really good looking studio, man.
I know. We've had one set up before, but kind of had to switch housing because of an animal emergency.
Oh, what do you mean by an animal emergency?
I was on the second floor in this place, and my dog had a herniated disc and couldn't go up and down the stairs. So I had to quickly find a bottom floor place.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me that. Oh, my apologies.
It's a lot better now. I could have, but for about a month and a half, she wasn't able to really walk.
Oh, well, she's better now, right?
Yeah, she's all good now. A lot of pain meds and steroids. And she's doing good.
That's good.
So we're looking for a new place now for Don't Comply headquarters. And
yeah, you need an HQ. You need an HQ, a compound.
Big retail spot.
Yeah, you need a good compound because I want to hear the whole thing come out. You know, when you get raided. You know,
right.
The Don't Comply compound was raided by Texas Rangers for something weird. You know,
well, hopefully we'll have it all live streamed because I'll have plenty of cameras up.
Yeah. All right. I think we're coming back. Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. We're here with Murdoch Pizgatti all the way from southern warm Texas, because if the winter finally hit here in the Shire, we finally got our first snowstorm, and I hate the cold. Don't move here if you like cold. Like if you love cold, well, I guess if you love cold, move here. If you love the cold, move here.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. And I'm from a cold environment too. Like I'm from Chicago, which is colder than it does get here. But it still sucks. Anyways, if you're listening on LRN.FM or IPMNation, if you go to rebelloveshow.com/live, you can watch in studio cam, and Even got Murdoch on video Skype. So, but later on, well, not later on, but other times, add us on Skype, Rebel Love Show. We'll take a Skype call from you later on, maybe a future episode, but not tonight because we got Murdoch. So, Murdoch, how many open carry events have you done this year in Texas?
Personally, I've done a lot, probably about 100 that I've been to, and we've done 1,000 or so across the state. And we got 32 chapters around the state that have open carry walks here and there and in their own hometown. And it's spreading. It's spread all over the country.
Wow.
June 1st of 2013, we did the first really big one here in Texas in Temple, the Come and Take a Temple event. And it spawned the open carry movement. Several other gun groups splintered out of that and formed their own groups. And I'm just glad to see so many people involved and being active.
No, it's definitely, well, people love guns. So, I mean, especially in Texas, people love guns. So it's not like you're going for a niche, you know, you're swinging for the fence on that one. But even then, it's still just seeing people active, seeing people do something. That is not something that normally happens. More often than not, when you're dealing with people who say they're activists and stuff like that, most people just sit on the sidelines and like to be keyboard warriors. I won't lie, I do that all the time too, you know. But it's
really a time and a place for being a good keyboard warrior and helping dialogue people through from statism into a voluntarist mindset, and that is really important. But yeah, people just need to get out there and do stuff. And yeah, maybe the gun culture is large here in Texas, and like you say, it's not necessarily a little niche that we are getting a lot of people out, but this is a great opportunity for them to hear those broader ideas of freedom.
Have you woken up a lot of constitutional gun nuts to voluntarism?
There has been quite a few that have expressed their thanks for me just putting that out there and giving that information, making it available to those people that didn't normally have that contact with it.
You know what's weird? I actually kind of found a little bit of me, don't take it like hugely far, but part of me found like this layer of liberty. You know, there's layers. You go down the rabbit hole, you know. And when it comes to like being a free human being, you want to call it voluntarism or anarchy or whatever, self-ownership, you name it. I kind of got exposed to it. I can trace it back to Alex Jones, which is really weird. Like he would have, you know, he'd have Stefan Molyneux was on there, who I don't like anymore. Fuck that guy. But he had Kokesh on there. He had Ron Paul on there. He had who's the head of Mises now? God, what's his name? Drawing a blank. But anyways, like. Oh, and he also had Tom Woods on there a bunch of times too. And like these people there, you know, basically borderline anarchists or are anarchists and voluntarism, all that jazz. And I kind of, even though he wouldn't agree with them on air or anything like that, but he would still have those people on. And I actually always kind of make the joke that I really think, though it makes me, I haven't paid attention in probably 3 years to Alex Jones, so I have no idea what he's been saying the last year. I heard they're kind of going down the Trump rabbit hole now, which is really weird. But back in the day, I used to make the argument that Alex Jones is an anarchist in the closet, and he knows his audience is like the restored republic constitutionalist crowd, and he can only get away saying so much. And still had to toe that like truther side and that constitutional side, like toe those lines, and would throw in some liberty from time to time. And then he'd have someone on like David Icke, which would just blow that out of the water in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
No, I won't lie. I actually enjoy David Icke videos. I haven't watched one in like probably 3 years, but they were entertaining when I watched them.
They are entertaining. I'll give it that.
The lizard people, man, the fucking lizard people, you know, they're holograms and the moon's fake. Like, it's all conspiracy.
Yeah, but you know, all these large activist people are stepping stones to where you want to be, and they one person and one philosophy can't get you all the way there. So it's great to have these people at a certain time and move on from them. You know, I haven't listened to or watched an Alex Jones bit for, you know, at least 4 years. But when I lived in Austin, when he was on at 2 in the morning on public access television, I was watching him then. So everybody feeds off of all of the other activists around them.
Are you going to put Don't Comply on public access?
I don't know.
Or the Don't Comply
as soon
show?
as we get the new studio up, we'll start running video too, and live stream the Don't Comply show video as well. And then yeah, we'll put it wherever we can.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to put it everywhere. I actually want to I want to get to the point where it's not just on YouTube, where I can stream it to like Vimeo and Ustream and everything else. And it was a Vaughn TV. I know there's a couple other streaming sites out there. But it's always more work to try and figure everything out, where to go and what to do. Yeah, like for us, I don't want to. I have a fear of putting the Rebel Love Show on public access. I've been wanting to do it, but at the same time, like we smoke a lot on air. And the fact that we had cops here the other day makes me a little wary. Like, I feel as if like I'm just like blatantly being in the face of like Manchester. You know, it's a very small town, man. It's a small town. It's a small town. There are other towns in New Hampshire that aren't that obviously aren't as big, because Manchester's the biggest, but it's still a tiny town. You know, there was a cop at my day job. I work sales. And there, a cop that messed with me during a DUI checkpoint just happened to be in the store talking to my other employees, you know. Anyways, Marvin, come back with Murdoch.
What if the key to achieving liberty in your lifetime was to move to...
All right, when we come back, I really want to go into your that mock mass shooting.
Okay.
Like talk about your inspiration for that. Kind of like walk me through like how it came to be. I want to hear like the hero's journey of that. You know, I don't want to hear about like why you did it or anything like that. I mean, we get that. I mean, anyone listening to this show understands why a mock mass shooting is what it is. You know, you're not talking to RT or CNBC or NBC or Fox News or whatever 100 different media outlets you spoke to about it.
Right.
And activist tools you can download and use in your area at
freekeen.com.
That's freekeen.
We're having to upgrade all our servers on our website. We just can't keep up with the traffic anymore. It's gotten out of hand.
No shit. That's a good problem to have.
It is, but it costs money. Freedom isn't free.
No, it's not. See, wait, do you have your own servers hosting?
Yeah.
Wow, that's hardcore. You're not paying for hosting elsewhere?
No, we used to, and then we're our own hosting now.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war.
That's legit, man. That's legit. You're hosting your own activist website.
Yeah.
You know, HostGator or Namecheap can't take you down with the NSA. Like take that site down. Blah blah blah. You know, they can't go to like the provider.
Right. Yeah. That's it's working. It was cheaper for a while, but now with these upgrades, it might have, you know, like the ones that we used to use, like Bluehost. you know, they're running good specials that would make it cheaper for us, but you know.
Well, how much does it cost? Well, I don't know if you want to say on air how much it costs per month.
Yeah, well, it's going up. It's going up from what it did cost, and you know, it was reasonable to start with, but you know, as every incremental level, when it starts crashing every day because of the traffic, you have to do the upgrades. There's no if, and, or buts. So, but this is definitely a good thing. We're still getting a lot of residual from all the international media.
See our coverage maps and get details at
You know,
sat.lrn.fm.
they're calling us about our next event that's happening on the 2nd.
What's happening on the 2nd?
We're doing a big thank you event for the Temple police officer that arrested CJ that day, that spawned the whole thing. That video got me so upset that I went and made all those events and created the first open carry events. And we're going to thank the officer. It's an event to thank him, because if he didn't do it, we would have probably not got open carry.
That's hilarious, man. That's, you got to mention that on air at one point.
Okay.
All right. That's hilarious. That's a good reason to thank a cop. I normally would not say you should be thanking a cop, but yeah, that's a good reason to thank one.
Because what he did outraged enough people that, you know, we got the traction and the momentum.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show here at the Rebel Love Studios in the heart of Manchester, New Hampshire. And on Skype, as our video guest today, we got Murdoch Pizgatti. How's it going, Murdoch? All right.
Excellent. Down here in Texas. And just because I'm on a New Hampshire show,
this is not. Oh, go ahead.
With the New Hampshire beer.
I'm actually drinking a Snotty Nose beer myself right now. That is incredible. I didn't know they even had Snotty Nose down in Texas. I thought it was a regional thing that only was around in New Hampshire.
Well, I'm a beer snob, so I go for all.
That's right. You are a beer snob. I remember, like, we had to leave a bar because I think Renee was with us or something like that when you were staying with us before. It was after Porcfest or before Porcfest?
It was before, I think.
I believe it was before. I forgot. It's kind of a blur. But I think Renee was with us to go out drinking, and she didn't even have a fake ID on her, and we had a you refused to chug a fucking beer. It's like I loved this beer too much to chug it. Like you literally would, like, you didn't even want to drink it fast. Like, no, I'd rather just walk away from the table than even like drink my beer fast because we have to go and like go to a different bar or something like that. It was something along those lines. Maybe it wasn't her, but I remember that happening. I was like, really? Like, how much beer do you normally drink on a weekly basis? Because you're like you really are a beer snob.
Yeah. I don't know, the weekly stop that I did a couple days ago was like $160 worth of, but you have to understand, the 4-packs and 6-packs of craft beer cost a lot, and they have really high alcohol content. So you're not really drinking as much volume wise, you know.
Yeah.
More bang for your buck.
Okay, more bang for your buck, but how much of a buck are you banging? Is what I'm asking. Like how much? Like, I don't drink that often, man. I literally drink. I've drunk on the last 3 shows, which is actually really rare. I normally don't do that. And this is only my first one on here. And it's already 30 minutes in. I'm not even done with it. So it's not like I'm like blowing through alcohol or something.
Right. We drink a lot on our Don't Comply show that we do. We do a 2-hour show, but we do skits and stuff. And it usually takes 4 to 5 hours to record it. and we go through a lot of beer.
Well, there you go. I mean, you got to have your beer. I just thought like you definitely are a beer snob. It's just, you know, you do you know how to put them down. I am not. Like people like always they bring up like, you know, they act like they're beer snobs, like picking like a certain craft beer that no one's heard of. You know, you gotta have this so and so beer. It's a regional thing from right here. You know, and it has this so much IPA or blah blah blah. And I don't really think they know their shit. I think they're just reading on there like, oh, this is what it is, and make them sound cool. There's coffee snobs like that too, man. Coffee snobs do the exact same thing. They say how they have this, you know, freshly roasted bean from you know, Colombia that was just shipped here, or no, locally roasted with so and so. It's coffee. Don't get me wrong, it's great coffee. But anyways, what I really want to go into with is you did a mock mass shooting down in Texas. First off, what exactly was this, and where was it?
We did it right there at the University of Texas. It was on the Sandy Hook, the weekend of the anniversary of Sandy Hook. It was a couple days from the 50th anniversary of the tower shooting that did happen. It was kind of one of the first mass shootings in the country 50 years ago there, a man on the clock tower down at the University of Texas. So we decided to do a mock mass shooting. It started out as just a banned gun-free zone event that all the ladies in our group were putting together. Tammy Coons and Heather Hill and others were all putting together just a anti-gun free zone event. And I wanted to add a little bit more to it, and so I kind of tacked on the mock mass shooting, and we really didn't know it was going to get international media at the time. Really, all we had in mind was cardboard and ketchup. We had little cardboard cutout guns, and which I had around here somewhere, and a bottle of ketchup. And for the fake blood, it was, you know, an obvious visual display to go along with the education that we're trying to prove a point that obviously gun-free zones are dangerous.
So how did you come up with like using a cardboard gun and ketchup? Like who came up with the idea of doing a mock mass shooting? Like how, were you guys brainstorming, or just like all of a sudden like voila, I got this great idea?
No, we just came up with it. But I mean, at the time, it just seemed like a great addition, a great visual aid addition to what we were doing. It didn't seem like we were going to have international media there, which we did. There was every news source under the sun lined up to see this event. It was kind of ridiculous.
Did you have like did you like put out a press release to people saying that you're going to be doing a mock mass shooting?
I did, yeah. Some of our bigger events, we put out official press releases, and we fed it all to the right places. And yeah, we had 3 full days of international media from every national site, you know, NBC, CBS, Fox and Friends. All of them gave us 3 full solid days before the event of coverage, of interviews, a means for us to start that national dialogue and get people talking about the dangers of gun-free zones and them being target-rich environments. So before the event even happened, we had already done what we had set out to do, which was to start that conversation and be able to interject our point of view into those conversations, because they would quote us and, you know, clips of our interviews. So we had already accomplished our task at that point. It was, you know, the event was just secondary at that point.
Not only that, with getting such huge media attention ahead of time, you even got counter protesters to your protest, correct?
Oh yeah, there was a good number of them. You know, there was a couple finals still going on Saturday, but for the most part, most of the students had just finished all their finals. They had nothing better to do than to come out, and that, you know, and that normally would have been great under regular circumstances. I love people being able to exercise their First Amendment right, freedom of speech, be able to express whatever viewpoint they have. But their whole intention was to come down there and bullhorn over us and disrupt our message and not allow us to perform to speak our minds and have our say in it. So they came up with the ingenious plan that shows the higher learning down at UT that they were going to wave around dildos and make fart noises, because in an active shooter situation, maybe they think that would thwart a criminal. But we didn't allow that to happen. We didn't allow them to disrupt our event. We had a few tricks up our sleeves. We had over 50 Austin police standing there, tailing us, watching us. They were there, to I guess keep all of the drama at bay. All the international media was there just to see the drama. They knew, because of the anti-protesters, that there was going to be a big clash. We didn't want that. We wanted our message to be clean and clear. And so our little plan was we marched down past the anti-protesters, and while all the media stopped to get a few interviews with them, we circled back and broke up and went around and went and did the event 2 blocks away. We shook the entire police department and all of the international media and did the event 2 blocks away, highlighting the long response times, because we went through it twice in almost 10 minutes before the first police officer showed up, and the unpredictability of mass shootings, that you don't get a time and a place to know that they're going to happen. And so we got a clean recording. We had it all live streamed on Talk Network, and it was flawless. And we were able to get our message out, and no one could stop us.
All right, we're in break. I was trying to jump in for like a second to like, all right, where's a great point for me to say, and we're going to break. You had this perfect sigh. I was like, I did grab. I know. That's why I was testing in the beginning if you could hear it. I was hoping you could hear it. So I want to turn this up. Let me tell you if you can hear it. All right.
Nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had it at normal volume. So if you're talking on a break, I'll flip it up, or I'm just gonna switch it back to me. So if you see it switch back to me, I'm gonna talk. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. See, I'm getting the fixing all the issues. Hey, this is the first time taking a Skype call on here, man. And it's different. Well, it's different with live, because there's live with commercial breaks. It makes it a lot more difficult. It's not like I'm if this was not live and just pre-recorded, who would care? There wouldn't be commercial breaks. Even if it wasn't live, it's just pre-recorded. We can fuck up and just okay, let's keep going. Yeah, it's not exactly the same thing.
Visit his website. Come on,
That's true.
So I'm probably going to come back and let you finish your thoughts on that a little bit. I still have some other questions about it. But at some point, I do want to talk about. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the FSP signage rate.
I heard that it was up, and I guess they were predicting. Was it February or June or something about?
As of right now, it's going to be spring. If the trajectory keeps going on the amount of signs to the intent, we're going to hit our goal within the next 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
We can have a free market, a true.
That's kind of weird that they're going to be here, but they trigger the move. The move is going to be triggered.
Right.
I mean, this thing's been going on for a long time, too long. And there's a debate to be made of whether or not has the Free State Project succeeded or failed, which is a conversation. And I don't know if I want to have that on there, but there is an argument that this shouldn't have taken so long to do. It should have happened within 5 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're not going to get all 20,000. That's not going to happen. But at least well, I want to blow my load. I want to talk about it on there.
help expose others
Right.
to great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get
Oh my
a free
God,
paper
dude.
sticker, quarter-page
So,
flyers you can print out and distribute,
ever
and a
since,
free website, as well as
ever
files
since
that will allow you to make
porcfest,
your own
I
custom
swear, like
banners
we've
and
been going to
graphics.
parties
Visit
where we dance and
promote.lrn.fm
we
bring
wear
new listeners
outfits.
to the Liberty Radio Network. That's
Yeah.
So-
promote.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of murdering people around the world? Stop using their money.
I mean, Keenvention, we dressed up
Bitcoin is the
as
safest free market
Bonnie and
digital
Clyde
currency. Bitcoin will not be inflated or controlled by any government.
for the
By
dance
using
party
their
there.
money, you are helping
And
the state. Stop doing
wow,
it.
I'm glad
We
I'm
have an
coughing now and not
incredible
on air.
alternative
Hold on.
available now.
If,
Yeah,
if
right.
this happens, just start talking if you see me coughing.
Get started with Bitcoin.
Yeah, jump in.
That's bitcoin.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how.
Well, that's awesome.
LRN.
Found some.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show here on LRN.FM and IPMNation. You can go watch the live studio cam at rebelloveshow.com/live. And also, if you're listening, we do have it as a podcast. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher or any other podcast app out there and download the Rebel Love Shows. Go subscribe to us and watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/Rebel Love Show. All right, plugged everything. Okay, so Murdoch Pizgatti is our guest tonight, and we were talking about his mock mass shooting that occurred just last month down in Texas. And what university was this at again, Murdoch?
It's University of Texas down in Austin, right around the corner from Capitol Building.
Okay, and you, how much press did you get from this?
All of it.
All of it, like it.
We were on every single show that media news source that I can even think of.
Yeah, you guys were definitely on a lot. I remember I was just flipping through like YouTube and just typing in mock mass shooting and seeing all these, so many different news agencies that had YouTube videos up about it, and just going on Google. I just Google searched it, and it was literally page after page after page of just talking about your events.
Oh, sure.
And you don't get activism that gets that much publicity. Like, activists will know of each other. You'll know of like something another activist is doing or something like that. Someone did this event here or organized that. Like we know who these people are. We talk about, we see other people sharing these posts and stuff like that, but it's not, most activism is not going to get, world attention. You're not going to get international press and like mainstream media press. You start getting mainstream media press, whether it's good or bad. It's good, it's still press. You're still getting notoriety. Would you say that this mock mass shooting was your biggest yet success?
No, we've had big events like this before. When we did an event on the Red River northern border, speaking out against the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM, we had a 5-page spread in Rolling Stone magazine about our event. We've had tons of large media outlets reporting on all of our other events. We had 15 armed people on the front line of the Alamo that made national news as well. We do a lot of big events and get a lot of media attention. And so I hope that we are reaching past just that activist liberty bubble that tends to happen a lot.
Have you guys ever thought of maybe I've even asked you if you've done this? Have you guys ever thought of doing cop blocking? Like all of you, like the entire open carry movement just decides, hey, how about today we go cop blocking and open carrying? Have you guys ever done that?
There are some other gun groups that have done some armed cop blocking down here in Texas. I've been before several times, but I'm frankly, just really busy with a lot of other stuff that I don't get to that.
Well,
all
yeah,
the time.
yeah. I'm not saying. I mean, even me, like, I actually hate cop blocking. I don't. The only time I ever actually will do it is if it's literally happening right in front of me. If like it's
Right.
these people are literally right smack in front of me, then yeah, I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna like listen to a police scanner and go chase them down and see where they're at. That's not gonna be my game. I'm not gonna be doing that. Now, the only time I would say I've done some cop blocking in the past, which I didn't care for, but in regard the funnest ones were always the DUI checkpoints, which we won, by the way. We won that. I don't know if you realize that, Murdoch. There used to be a DUI checkpoints here in Manchester. There's 6 of them a year. They're like a federal grant paid by the government that they have to, in order for them to get this grant, they have to do so many DUI checkpoints or something like that. But the state of New Hampshire requires them to notify the public when they're actually doing it. So they have to tell a newspaper, everyone finds out. So there's an organized event to figure out where, that, hey, it's going to be this night. We're all going to get together and go out. And there'd be like 40 or 50 of us at some point out there at an intersection before the checkpoint, diverting traffic, telling people, hey, there's fucking road pirates up ahead. You need to turn now because they're going to steal your drugs, man.
Right.
And that's the only time I would say I've been proactive doing cop blocking. But I've seen people here open carry doing cop blocking, but it's not that common. It's not something that a lot of people do. I don't know if that was a thing that happened down in Texas, if people actually did open carry and cop block. I would find that to be dangerous with rifles. Handguns might be one thing, but doing that with rifles in front of police, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. If I was down there, because they're used to like they're, I don't know, it's a more populated state. There's more violence down in Texas, man. There's like no violence there's no violence up here in New Hampshire. Well, I mean, there is, but nowhere near as like there's not really like a murder rate. There's not like a gang shooting going on, which I'm sure happens in Dallas and Houston and stuff like that, where there's gang shootings and stuff. That's something.
Not so much.
No, not so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm used to being from Chicago. I'm used to being from Chicago, where there's just shootings all the time. That's just a normal occurrence. Either the cops are doing the shooting, or the gangs are doing the shooting, or they're shooting at each other. I don't know. There's just always seems to be a lot of shootings in Chicago. But
it's because of their strict gun laws. It makes it harder for the good people to own the guns.
But only good people follow laws, Murdoch.
Exactly.
The good people follow laws. Criminals break laws. That's why they're criminals. They're breaking the law. And if someone wrote down on a piece of paper, someone you never met, that you cannot own a gun, you cannot have it on your person and take it where you want. If someone wrote that down, then you shouldn't be able to do it, Murdoch. That's how this game is played. That's how that's how it's supposed to be here in the great United States of America. Well,
thankfully, it's not like that everywhere. Only in your more totalitarian states like New York and Illinois and California.
Yeah, those are the states that are definitely the worst. Though I don't have huge hope for politics, man. I know you're kind of playing the politics game a little bit, like you're out. No, you're not playing the politics game?
I stay away from politics altogether.
But you're pushing law. You're pushing for this bill, for that. Like, you're still playing the political. You're putting that hat on a little bit.
Well, I look at it like this. We went down to basically state that we were going to be open carrying in Texas and that we were against the present laws, and we manufactured firearms on the front step of the Capitol, showing that if they tried to keep us from buying them, we'd make them. We were steadily making the point that we're going to do this, and I feel like I'm taking a very calm, reserved, step-by-step process to take those rights back. I'm not going to run for an office to try to get any laws passed. I don't believe in that system. I think it needs to be abolished. But I think before I personally go and take them back, we need to exhaust a few other options first.
All right. I hear you. You got to do what you got to do. It helps going down that road a little bit. But I don't know. I do love I have to admit, I'm loving the street theater though. The whole mock mass shooting. Like I love street theater like that. Anytime there's people willing to do street theater, you know, a fake killing or something like that. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen as enough as it should. You know, the last time I remember, God, it's been I don't even remember the last time I've seen really great street theater activism, like in the liberty world. Like you hear about that kind of stuff in like the liberal activist world, you know, but you don't see as of late. You haven't seen that much liberty street theater, which
the most iconic moment of that entire event that will stick with me is not the actual street performance that we did, but once we finished, we chalk outlined all the people that were there. There was ketchup sprayed around. Well, we got up and we walked to the other corner of the block, and here about 20 minutes after we had already ran through the theater a couple times.
Yeah, no, we're about. Nah, I was trying to catch in, but we're on a long break now, Murdoch. We got 9 minutes now.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
I saw you come back up and stop.
I was hoping. I was trying to give you a couple seconds. We need like a. All right. If I go like, I'll go like this. How does that sound?
As soon as you popped up my screen, I stopped talking.
Yeah, I know. I was trying. I was waiting for it for a second. That's why I said beautiful, and then I was trying to jump in, but.
Sorry, bro.
Oh no! Don't be sorry. Please don't. Please don't. Anyways, yeah.
Today, attention.
I want to see more street theater, man. I really do. I want to see. Just something like what you guys did was amazing. With the killing of everyone with the guns and stuff like that. I want to see acting like that on another level. I don't even know what cause. I just want to see. I view it as that kind of activism as an art form. So I really want to see more of it.
Well, all of that was improv. There were no practice or run-throughs.
Really?
Everybody signed up for it. That when they showed up, I was like, all right, out of our group, who wants to do it? Here's a shirt. Here, let's go.
Now you can easily tune in.
I thought you guys planned that out. I was wondering if you guys had like meetings about it.
No.
Search for LRN.FM and the Android or Apple app.
I had dialogue that I read off.
Rate us 5 stars.
Already
then
pre-written.
share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM.
Act out how they
Download
want
it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
And no, we had to be real careful not to
after the news.
Keep it over dramatized and not really realistic.
Huh. I would have imagined that you guys I would imagine that you guys had multiple meetings to plan it out and like where your alternate location would be, who was going to do what. I didn't know you just like winged it that day.
No, we let the people improv the stuff. I narrated what was going on, and the top people actually already knew the alternate locations that we had lined up beforehand. The actual acting was not practiced.
As a suicide bombing.
Okay.
This is the second major attack against.
It was impressive. I loved the woman screaming, "Save me, gun-free zone! Save me!" Like that. Oh god, I laughed so hard when she screamed that. Man, that was hysterical.
no one has claimed credit for the
Yeah.
attacks on Monday.
Good stuff.
The Islamic State,
and,
interestingly, was not believed
you know,
to have much of a
I mean,
presence
being a
in
shooting
all
and what have you on campus, we had to be careful
attack, though
not to be
the
too realistic, and that's really why we did cardboard and ketchup.
of the
Yeah,
Homs
yeah.
province of
Well, I think
Riyadh, the city,
I think you did a
however,
good
has
job
refused
doing it
the
that way.
of
You
rebels
know, you don't want
Al-Qaeda's
you
Nusra
want to
and its
be
focus
as
the recovery of Homs in the
you
ceasefire
want
deal
the,
is a
the like
huge
to
boost for
resemble
Israeli
someone
military,
dying.
and
We
it
don't
will
want
be
to
better
look
supply
like someone's
line for the
dying.
power base
You
Right.
know, you could have
access to the
you probably could have
Syrian
used like
and Idlib province. For nearly 40 years,
maybe like you could have used like a silly string, like when they got shot, like they could have been holding like like silly string be coming out or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's like really all that I can even think of, or that or catch up on what you did. Yeah, I like the fact that it's obviously ketchup and cardboard. That's what makes it so great. But you still get the gist of like, yeah, they're dying. You know,
Right.
At rrbi.co.
UPI reports in as
Sure.
little as 4 months, travelers in 5 states.
Well, let me just finish up that one sentence when we come back, and then we can talk about the part.
Yeah. Definitely. Absolutely. So are you gonna make it back up at some point? Are you gonna make it to Porcfest? I want to ask you on air, so don't even answer right now. I wanna save that for you. You can spoil my dreams. It's okay, but do it on air.
All right.
Law that may change in a matter of
Oh,
weeks.
I didn't tell you about the. Did I tell you about the dance me and Ann are doing?
At the event?
No,
I mean, at Porcfest?
No. We're gonna probably have a dance at Porcfest. But we're making a wedding invitation video.
Cool.
Yeah. We're we have this whole romantic choreographed dance. It's hot. It's so fucking hot. Like it's super sensual, sexual. Like and we're gonna do this. It just snows. So now we gotta practice it more because we plan to do this on the first snow, but she's sick as a dog. We need a little bit more practice. But we're gonna use that as our invitation for our wedding.
SoundCloud and Facebook video.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Great idea.
some people make wedding invitations. We're actually gonna make a video that is a wedding invitation.
Hey, and you know, with the technologies out today, why not?
Yeah, be creative, people. You know what? If you and your poly life partner are having a stateless marriage at an anarchist festival, then perhaps you, sir and ma'am, or sir and sir, or ma'am and ma'am, should make a video telling people to go to it. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Good
was
stuff.
holding a replica handgun when Officer Timothy Loman shot
Oh, I
him
got
at the
this
signs of reaching the park in a squad
this really
car
great
driven by
vest
his
for it. So
partner.
we always dress up for something like
Police
that.
radio personnel gave officers
I went on
a description
a
of the
shopping
suspect's
spree at
clothing,
Express. I
but did
fucking
not
love
convey that
Express,
the
man.
911 caller had said
Yeah.
the
It's my
suspect was
by far
probably
my favorite
juvenile
place to
and the
shop.
gun may not be real. The prosecutor
I
said
hate
those
buying
errors were
clothes.
substantial.
The only reason why I like Express is because everything I buy there fits.
It
It just fits.
over his death. The family also demanded the officers be charged.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of their
Find
socks.
that.
Oh my
Stick with
god,
it.
Express socks. I cannot buy enough Express socks. That's my one. That's my one thing I collect. I have like a collection of funky socks.
A report finds it's not okay to just start
That's
talking
cool.
to people you don't know.
Well, I know yours. You know, I don't want you. You don't have to say it on there. You tell me what yours is. Unless you want to, I don't care. That has to be. That has to
My
be.
sock fetish?
Yes. Can we talk about it on there? I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, go. Yeah,
Okay.
for real. That's fine.
Already knows that humans cannot be trusted and that most people lack self-awareness about their
Well, hey, I mean,
destructive
mine's not weird. I do have a lot of socks. My problem is Ann fucking steals them, man. She wears they're tall socks, so she almost wears them like they're. I mean, she wears them up to her knees, and like she just wears them, walks around with them, and like she loses them. She just throws them in the room, and they just disappear. I have like 5 socks now that all of them don't match. I'm like, where there's like 10 pairs. There's a total of 10 socks, and half of them are gone. and they're all the wrong pairs. All right, we're coming back.
Oh, there's someone.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And we have Murdoch all the way from Texas. How's it going, Murdoch?
Excellent.
All right. So before the break, because we're going to swing it back around from what we were talking about before we left, you're talking about the mock mass shooting that you were the organizer thereof.
Yeah. So we shook the police and the media, did our event, and went through it a couple times, filmed it a couple times, and we wrapped up and we walked to the other corner of the block as the anti-protesters 20 minutes later, because we blasted out the address after we were in the middle of recording. About 20 minutes later, all the anti-protesters start marching down the block from where they were at, a couple blocks away. And the most iconic moment in my mind from the entire event was when they walk up. They're standing over these chalk outlines and ketchup. They're standing in the middle of what looks like a crime scene, scratching their heads, trying to figure out how the event happened and why they weren't able to see it. And they were just confused. And, and it was just one of those mock mass shootings happen where you don't expect them to moments that I could see in a lot of their faces.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Again, bravo with all the amount of media coverage you got from that. Bravo. The amount of activism you guys do down there puts the Shire to shame. I wish we had that kind of amount of activism going on up here. We definitely have the numbers for it. That ain't the joke. So the FSP, Free State Project, I am a signer and early mover for it. So is my Rebel Mistress. Both me and Ann, we've moved here, and we're early movers. The FSP is coming up on they just passed 91% of their signer goal. The signer goal is 20,000 people. And there's already about over 1,800 of us that have already made the move. To me, I never thought we'd get to the trigger when I moved. Now, mind you, I thought the move should have been triggered a long time ago. But that's my beef with so many libertarians out there. They're warm weather activists. Fair weather activists. My
Literally,
yeah. Down there, all the nice hot weather. But you know what? You're all amongst a bunch of statists too. You're more outnumbered than we are up here. So. Yeah. The signage rate has definitely increased at a rapid rate. Just being here, there's always a new movers party. There's a new movers party every month. There's a new movers party in Manchester. And lately, the amount of new movers that we have been celebrating, normally it's like 5, maybe 10 people, like a family move or something like that. I remember my new movers party when I got here. It was me and one other person. That's it. Just two people. You know. And now, like literally for like the last 3 or 4 months in a row, every new movers party has had at least like 13 to 17 to 18 people, and that's just people that are like in this general vicinity. There's people that are moving to other parts of the state, that aren't even invited to that party or something like. They don't even know that exists and what have you. I mean, people from the outside may think of the FSP as very like everybody knows everyone. That's not really the case. There's a lot of us, and a lot of us are doing a lot of different things. It's hard to even keep up with the amount of meetups and stuff like that are going on, and the amount of infrastructure is even being built and created around the state. But they just passed 91% of the signage rate. It definitely increasing. They figure out the metrics. I don't know what they're doing, but they figure out the formula with like ad campaign and like Facebook ads or something like that, where they're definitely increasing the signage right now. And we're probably going to get there. I mean, there's a lot of speculation, but originally people were thinking before Porkfest or at Porkfest, but now it's looking more like Liberty Forum or near Liberty Forum, which is at the end of February. So people are thinking around February, March, there might be the move is triggered. So those that don't know, the Free State Project's goal is to get 20,000 libertarians to sign the intent to move to New Hampshire to exert their fullest capable efforts to get liberty in our lifetime, where the government's only role is the protection of life, liberty, and property. I don't believe they even have that role. I believe the minimalist amount, but whatever. We can argue between those roles, but that's what the intent is. That move is going to be triggered in like the next couple months. Like this is like to see that much of a migration of people moving to one location, just one location to achieve liberty. Murdoch, if like all 20,000 of these people move, are you going to move to New Hampshire? Are you going to retire here or like start Don't Comply New Hampshire?
I don't know if I'll move there yet. Maybe I get old and tired, but there's plenty of activism to be done everywhere else. And, if there's that many people up there, hopefully y'all will get it straightened out up there and find liberty in your lifetime. And that's an exciting thing. And I'll definitely come visit more often. But, as of now, I like Texas.
I know. I had to give you the hard sell on there.
But I do love it up there. I love all the people. It's like family. When I was up there earlier this year, it was like walking into a room full of family and friends that you've always known. It was a really comfortable, great place to be. Great people.
Are you going to come to Porkfest?
It's up in the air actually right now. I have not ruled it out completely. I'd probably say about 40, 60 against going. I don't know if I'll have the time, money, and effort to go, but it might happen. There's a couple other people down here that wanted to go this year that didn't make it last year, and we may just go in a big group.
Oh, bring a whole group of Texans up with you. Bring like you have a whole caravan, like bring like a whole like 5 or 6 cars back of them and drive up or something like that. There was one thing at Porkfest that you were a busy man at Porkfest. You had multiple talks. You helped Kokesh plan out the roast of Ian and Mark, but Ian didn't show, so it was just Mark. I don't really blame him. I probably wouldn't have showed either, but
I had 5 events that I did while I was there.
Yeah, you were a busy man, and you also held the ring for Ann before so thank you for that. That was your most important role at Porkfest. That was your most important role. But the one thing that I think that you did wrong at Porkfest, the one thing, all right, you're so busy helping Kokesh like set up this this roast. Yeah, you didn't go. You were there. I remember you by very small blink of an eye of the big gay dance party. I ran into you for like I think 5 seconds. I think that's probably the only 5 seconds you were actually at that party. You missed out, sir. You should, if you had to go back, would you have experienced that more, or would you have still like decided to help organize more and do that last minute?
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad that I did all the organizing. I did my events, and the speaking spots were priceless memories that I wouldn't trade for the world. But I think this next time around, we'll lay low on all the official events and just enjoy it.
Oh, you should have just enjoyed life, and that's what I did. I don't know about that was.
Yes, you did.
You know what's crazy? After that event, I guess I'm gonna bring it back because after that event, me and Ann have definitely gone down the dressing up dance party scene. All right, Marvin, come back.
This is your Roberts Brokerage Daily Precious Metals Update. In early trading on Tuesday, gold is $5 higher.
So yeah, we've gone down this like crazy dancing thing. Oh, I want to send you a. I want to send you a picture of what I'm going to be wearing. All right.
Okay.
I want you. Don't say what it is on air. I guess you can, but we're going to this this New Year's Eve dance party. All right. And it's a costume dance party. We love costume dance parties. That's our thing. That's like this weird niche that we found. All right. And no, I sent this to you on Snapchat, but you're like not active on Snapchat. You need to be a better Snapchat activist.
No, y'all have really been hitting that up. A lot of people have recently.
You know who is a great Snapchat activist? Oh God, what the fuck is his name? Luke Rudowski. Luke Rudowski is a
great. He's gone wild on that. All of his stuff is now Snapchat.
Yeah, I look at Snapchat. I'll open up my Snapchat. I see it. I'll be on my lunch break and I'll watch Luke Rudowski's Snapchat from time to time. He's great at it.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Instead of just listening, you can also.
Did you get it? It's a picture message. I texted it to you. Maybe that's why it didn't go through.
Yesterday.
Plus, you'll still be able to listen to the Liberty Radio Network via the cam feed in high quality 24/7, even when there's no live showing producers in studio.
No.
Oh, you're looking at the Snapchat now? I sent you a picture message of what it is. And as a text message.
I've been told no.
No.
Many different ways.
Oh. Anyways, I'm going to be in a deep sea diver costume.
Nice.
It looks like
Oh, I got it now.
No, you got it. Such a bad technology to send picture messages, man. Like, are you on Telegram? Do you use Telegram?
No, I don't.
God damn, you're a bad anarchist.
I use Wicker for a lot of my private.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, Signal and Telegram's all the rage up here, man.
Right. No, I've heard of it. I've heard people using it. Just never got around to it. I do so much Facebook and what have you. You know, it's really where our biggest audience is at.
Oh yeah, I know. I hear you. Well, I mean, those are just communication applications. They're not like social networks.
Right.
Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm. I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told.
How is the show going, by the way?
So I paid attention.
This one?
No. How your show? Don't comply.
It's good. It's going good. We're one of the top shows on the network right now, and I think we were doing it twice a week. We're going to do it once a week because we just don't have time with all the activism and other events that we do. But we're having a blast with it, and kind of honing our skills, as it were.
That's facebook.lrn.
Nice.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. And here we got Murdoch Pizgatti coming from us from Texas. And we were talking about, I don't even remember what we were talking about in the last part. All I remember is we're going into, porcfest and dances, man. You missed out on the big gay dance party. And during the break, I showed you, me and Am have been going down this like crazy, this crazy thing where all we do is, not all we do, but we love going to dance parties, But we really love costume dance parties because they're just trippy as hell. And we don't do it all the time. It's very often, you know, every few months. And this New Year's Eve, we're going to this like crazy huge dance party, whereas it's a themed party. I know this sounds really gay, but who gives a shit, man? It's this themed dance party where it's gonna be all these blue streamers just fucking everywhere, like everywhere, and it's this whole huge floor of an apartment building, like this whole huge floor. And it's actually a huge dance area. Like you can fit like 20 or 40 people just in the dance area alone. It's like a huge area. And there's gonna be laser lights, fog, multiple different DJs playing. Everyone's gonna be dressed up as something. I know that there's gonna be sharks there, alligators, multiple mermaids. Like there's gonna be someone dressed as Poseidon, and like all these people just like dancing their asses off throughout the night for New Year's. It's gonna be the best New Year's of my life. I don't know about you. What are your plans for New Year's, Murdoch?
Well, we have open carry passing January 1st, so somehow I'm going to try to make it down to Austin, the Capitol building on the 1st in the morning. So,
well, how early? How early?
May not be too wild of a New Year's night.
How early in the morning do you have to be there?
Want to get there early when it's opening up.
Oh, okay.
And,
well, I don't know when that is. I was just curious, like how early is early? Like, or it's like, you know, anarchist time, like around noon. Like, what are you talking about?
You know, 10 or so, but that's 4 hours away from me, and we have that event on the 2nd also. So I've got a lot of other stuff planned besides just partying.
Well, okay, I get that. I was just curious if you had like, you know, any. You could have just said no. I don't have any great plans for New Year's Eve. I'm sorry. I figured you would. Why don't you? You're like the rock star of the South, man. Or you're the rock star of the Liberty movement down there. You should have. You guys need to have social events. Like I don't get this.
I know. I tell them all the time. I've tried to do some, and we just didn't get a lot of traction with that. People are really busy doing a lot of other stuff down here. You guys are all just chill up there in New Hampshire. You have the time to hang out every day.
Trust me, there's a lot of people that ain't chill up here. That's a facade that we put out. I like to think that we're really chill. But you gotta have some fun, man. Go out. Go out.
I know.
Drink it up, have some sex, dance with some women. I don't know, do something. You know, I don't know if I don't even know if you're still with your girlfriend or not. I have no idea. I take that as a no or yes. But get out there. You go have fun on a New Year's Eve. Drink it up. You guys should have like a huge like come and take it New Year's Eve party. Like you guys should do that.
Yeah, that would be cool. We just don't do enough social stuff. I know.
Well, you're too busy feeding the homeless, Murdoch. You know, while you're open carrying, you're too busy getting international news, doing something like that. So what's next on your event besides New Year's Day? To the well, first of all, I guess that is the next event. What's going on New Year's Day, and what do you have planned after that?
Not too much New Year's Day. We are going to do some minor celebrating of the open carry and how. Just open carrying around town, doing all the stuff that we would normally do, but open carrying because it's a new law. But the day after, we're doing a great event down in Temple, Texas, which is, it was an officer that arrested a guy that when I saw the video, it upset me enough and inspired me to start all the open carry events and create the first one down here. And we're doing a little thank you event to that police officer for arresting that guy and starting the open carry movement. Without him, we probably would not have got open carry past this session. So we're going to throw a little party in his honor and thank Officer Ermis of Temple Police Department.
That's beautiful, man. You should give him are you guys going to give him a present? Are you going to give him like a gift card or a bouquet of flowers or something? Like, what are you going to get him?
We weren't necessarily going to give him anything, but just the honor that he deserves. Nope. so that everyone knows that it was him who got open carry passed.
Oh, and know what you guys should do? You should use this as an opportunity to do some sort of street theater, man.
Certificate.
Yeah,
Well,
give him a certificate. Oh, you guys can you could maybe you could have a play or something like that, like a skit where you're dancing around, like sing sing something that changed the lyrics to his name.
Yeah, we may do that, but I don't want to ruin all of it. But there very well may be someone that's going to be dressed as him.
Okay. Oh, he has a large redundancy, right? He was the large guy in that.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. That I'm glad that's gonna you gotta rub it in a little bit for him. So after that, what's your big plans? I mean, you seem to be doing activism left and right. Like, what do you got next?
January, we're going to start hitting up the jury nullification. There's not a whole lot of it going on down here. There's a couple big trials coming up, like the biker Twin Peaks biker event down in Waco, where the police shot up the biker groups, the motorcycle clubs that were there, having an official meeting that got shot up by the police. And all arrested. I don't know if you saw that, but it's one of the big ones is coming up, and I don't know. It's something that we've talked about for years and have never had the time to get real jury nullification in the works. I know you guys do that up there a lot.
No, we do. There have been multiple different organized. Well, since before I got here and since after, there's nhjury.com, which does great work. And I've done some activism for them, handing out. I've basically doing jury nullification. Basically, means you wait outside of a courthouse and you hand out jury nullification pamphlets, information of why it is that you can still say that this man is innocent, even if he's guilty of the crime. If the crime is unjust, there's no crime at all. So I did that my first year here. I did that, I want to say 10 times in a row, literally from the spring to the winter, every single time at the Manchester courthouse, every single time for that entire year. I was there that morning, 7:45 a.m. Me and a bunch of other people. We always had anywhere between 5 to 10 people handing out pamphlets for a whole summer. But more when we come back with Murdoch. Have you ever done jury nullification before?
I have not.
It's easy.
Your business may already be
I mean, we have a couple fully informed jury association groups here and there, but I haven't seen a lot of it here in North Texas. So I'm going to kind of get some people rolling on that
and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250.
Here's some tips for you. Okay. For one, make sure if they actually start forming a line before they let them in. I don't know how that courthouse worked, but the courthouse that we went to, they only let them in at a certain time. So they all be hanging out outside and actually would form a line because there's so many people coming in at once. So because there's a line, what we would do is kind of act as if we would just let people assume that we work for the courthouse, and we would just hand them the literature saying, hey, here's information, here's information for you about being a juror.
Right.
And we just go down the line, and actually people just start walking up to us, getting the pamphlets. They just come up and walk, and they assume we're part of the courthouse. That this is how it's supposed to work. That happened multiple times where like every single juror, every single one of them, or almost like 95% of them took it. I remember
I guess if you dressed up nice, the suit and tie, and stood there with official-looking paperwork, you could probably pass it all out, pass it off as official.
Yeah.
Courthouse.
Here's a question: where do you think it's okay to see? Now, I did this. I don't know if it's a grade or not, but I like documenting activism. like from beginning to end. Like I actually like documenting how activism came to be and what it looks like during and what it looks like after, you know?
Yeah.
Like I remember during jury nullification, I photographed other activists handing out jury nullification lit to oncoming jurors, but I always did it in a very clever way where it looked like I was just checking my phone. Like I secretly took the pictures. It's not like I'm not aiming for the shot like the perfect Instagram shot. I just snap a picture. There was one time where a juror freaked out. The former co-host Joel was taking the picture, and he was so obvious about it, and this juror like freaked the fuck out on him, and it was a scary jury nullification moment.
Well, I couldn't hear the music.
It's coming up in a second. So
the best way that I found is my chest mount GoPro
on Free Talk.
That'd be the easiest way.
Run and you just go on about your business, and people don't understand that it's recording. They don't notice it half the time.
Like I said,
good call with that.
Where I am now is
and sometimes I'll put the harness on and put a button-up shirt on, and then I button it up and button it around it, so it's just the little black square right here. And most people don't notice it for a while. Even the cops don't see it for a couple minutes after we start talking. And then they look down and they're like, "Oh, you're recording."
Do they ever ask you to turn it off?
They do occasionally here or there, but we don't have to in Texas.
Lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking.
Yeah, that's not the case here either. We don't have to.
When you amp Free
but
Talk
you need to kind of tell people that you are recording. Well, it's a dual consent state, which sucks.
Well, it's not. You can record any conversation, phone or video, anybody, as long as one person in the.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show. We only got 2 segments here left. Then we got Murdoch down in Texas as our guest. And if you're listening to LRN, go to rebelloveshow.com/live, and you can see Murdoch here live in studio via Skype. There you go, Murdoch. Got that. There we go. All right. So, I got you muted. My apologies, sir. I had to mute you in during the break because you couldn't signal in you that the bumper was coming on. So, trying to change gears here, Murdoch. Predictions. I mean, you're as much as anarchists that we say that we are and whatnot. We still kind of pay attention to like pop culture, mainstream news, and everything else. Where do you see this whole presidential campaign thing going with Trump? Like, what do you see happening with Trump? Like, are you scared of this shit? Because some of the stuff that he's doing is like getting kind of scary.
I have no care who gets in.
No, don't get me wrong. I don't care either. I mean, I'm not even going to vote for federal election, but I'm watching this shit. I'm seeing someone like Trump who is just spouting like so much racist shit, where he wants to like card Muslims and how he wants to bomb everything.
Right.
And
I think what they mainly are doing is using that as a sort of a marker of how far they can push the rhetoric and what the public will accept, and they push it in the media. If they really didn't want that out there, they would ignore them like they did Ron Paul or Rand, but they're allowing that on all the mainstream media. So they're wanting that to get out. They're wanting everyone to hear it, and they're wanting the reaction. They want to see how far they can push things openly.
Do you think? Well, I'm seeing this play out where like I hate Trump. Don't get me wrong. I hate Trump, but a little piece of me kind of wants him to fucking win. I want him to win because I hate the federal government so much
that anything that they can do to speed up their own collapse, I'm kind of in favor for.
Right.
You know, is that like too jaded of me to have that belief? Are there other people out there that think the same way, where you want the worst person possible to be president because that way they'll fuck things up even more? I mean, let's be honest. The more tyranny the United States government shows, the more of us that come out of it. Correct? Would you say that the harder they squeeze, the more people, wake up?
Oh, sure. I really think that as it collapses, we'll see more and more people turn to freedom and turn to the liberty movement. So, yeah, that is a great thing to push into play. If you honestly think that there's no way that we can dismantle it and take it down except through a complete collapse, then sure.
Well, don't get me. No, I mean, I would love. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the way I want to see it happen. I want to see an organized removal of the federal government. If it I don't want it to happen just overnight. I don't want it to be a full collapse of Western civilization because of it. I want to see it all organized. But at the same time, how likely is it that we're going to get to that point? How likely is it going to be that like with voting in politics, that we get if we just get Rand Paul in there, he'll be like his dad, and he's going to right the ship, and that's not going to happen. I mean, hell, there's never going to be anyone that even runs on a federal level for the dismantle of the federal government. That's never going to happen either.
I mean, the fact is, whoever gets it is going to continue all the wars. They're going to continue all the spying. They're going to continue to dismantle our rights, and they're all going to do the same thing. It doesn't matter who is put in place.
No, not at all. I mean, I almost kind of hope. I'm almost hoping that there's going to be also, if it's not Trump, I'm almost kind of hoping that bare minimum it's Bush versus Clinton, because if a vote never mattered, that just really shows that it doesn't matter, because the same families, the same families are going to be controlling it.
Right.
The exact same people are going to be in charge. It doesn't matter which way you go. But that's just the state of affairs with what we have, I guess. And then you have Bernie Sanders basically saying, I want to tax everyone. I want to steal from everyone more. And there's people for that. There's sometimes young people scare me, man. Sometimes young people, they're a positive in that they're so socially liberal, which I love. I love the fact that young people are so socially liberal that they're thinking so freely of whoever they want to be, they can be. But at the same time, they fall in that liberal mindset where it's okay to it's okay to steal to get what I want, because that's what the government does, and they're encouraging it. They want more. They want the government to do everything.
But these mindsets that they have, as they develop into their college years, it's because they've just gone through 12 to 14 years of indoctrination, of brainwashing, to believe that taxation is good, that the government is good, and everything is built up around blocking the truth of the matter of taxation being theft, and that the government is violence and a monopoly of force. That is hidden from them, and without those basic facts, obviously they're going to jump on a Bernie bandwagon and say, yeah, since taxation is good, let's tax more people.
Yeah, I mean, because they view taxation as oh, we're helping people in need, we're helping everyone, and everyone should be equal. Yeah, sure, that sounds fantastic, but what you're advocating for is more and more theft, more and more tyranny. One thing I will say about young people is, they, especially the younger generations, the way technology is going, at least they have access to information, easily. They can get anything anything they need to learn. They can get that very, very quickly, and people will use that. And you're going to see more and more people wake up. More and more young people are still, because I think social liberalism actually will help people in the liberty movement and the liberty cause, because the more and more that you can be whoever you want, you're gonna not want people to stop you from being what you want to be. You know, it's also it's a more freeing environment. I find that more and more young people aren't hindered by social issues like they are in older generations. I don't know if well, I mean, that's kind of always the thing, but like nowadays, like everything's not taboo anymore with young kids.
Right.
Is that just my impression? I'm talking like I'm in my 50s now. I don't know. I'm referring to like people like in their late teens, early 20s, you know, and that just that whole scene is just of people. They don't have this barrier that more conservative older people have. I don't know. I'm talking like I'm old. I never thought I would sound old, man. I never thought I would sound old.
That's a great aspect of it, but it has also led to that same mindset has led to all of the PC problems that we have today, and the hurting people's feelings and people being butthurt and thinking they have a constitutional protected right to not be offended. And that is a really damaging mindset that the younger people are growing up with now.
See, what I find is both sides will use like the law to try and get their way. You know, like conservatives will use the law to get their way, to be socially liberal, and liberals will use laws to pass what they want to be, you know, more liberal socially. They both will do it. My thing is, you shouldn't have to use a law. Just live, and that's all you need. More when we come back.
Every once in a while, you get information that's worth changing your life for. This is one such time. You can save up to and beyond 25% on all purchases at Amazon. You probably heard of Bitcoin and just not thought much about it. You certainly know that you can get competitive.
All right, this is the last break.
But now you can get a 25% discount on nearly everything you
Sounds good.
So how much traffic does your site get?
All you have to do is claim it. You go to
it really depends on
right now. Don't wait.
We were getting
Bitcoin. I know this sounds.
Forgot what it was. It was like 700 hits an hour during all the mass shooting stuff.
You do things. Go to saveitpurse.com right now. Get signed up.
Ash is like sitting right next to you. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Petter. There you go.
Through saveitpurse.com.
It's like as if she can sense your presence. Like he's here. I think he's like. This guy crazy.
Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shire.
Is your dog your producer? Does he post all the content for Don't Comply radio show?
There's two of them, and they're over there sleeping. So I'm trying to not wake them.
Okay.
So drop in and say hello at forum.shire.
But no, if you go to the website, Ash is she's our producer. So all the show archive, just the archive episodes. So everything that's an episode. So the video and the podcast is posted by Ash, the studio cat.
Nice.
And you can even add in your own local shows.
Yeah, it's probably better having a studio cat than a studio dog because they're quieter.
Learn more at broadcast.
Riker's really quiet though. I've heard him bark only 4 times since we got him.
It's not bad.
Money.
No, not at all. It's like next to nothing.
SuccessSecretsRevealed.com.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna respond.
You can do it. The last application.
To Legacy Radio.
It's time to hit submit to your nerve spike. You didn't get the approval you seek. There's a better way. We teach you exactly what to place into the right systems, the right way, the first time, so you get approved. Get up to $100,000 in instant business credit. Many people will get cash on the spot. Use those two tools in your new corporate
How do I get
engine
back to you?
so you can walk into the bank and get your project funded today. It's all about today at creditsuccesssecretsrevealed.com. Credit Success Secrets Revealed is explosive and ignites instant results. Dial 1-800-707-8719 That's 1-800-707-8719. 1-800-707-8719. Or just go to creditsuccesssecretsrevealed.com.
The three most important
This may
things
sound like a
you
very
can do for
druggy
LRN.FM
thing, but this
are,
party we're
one,
going
let your
to.
friends know you're listening to LRN.FM
First time I'm ever actually going to
social
take
network
acid.
and
Never
profile.
actually took acid
Two,
before.
buy the
It's
things
going to be
you
the
buy
first
online
time.
through
And it seems like the right
shop.lrn.fm.
moment too when I'm in a
Give
deep
$5
sea
a month
diving
to the AMP program at
outfit.
Right.
It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the
Dancing
best
to a bunch
use
of
for a
house
charitable
music.
dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support
Sounds
all your
like fun.
favorite
Oh my
organizations.
God.
But
Oh my
make sure
God.
you get $5
So
a month
excited.
to the AMP program at AMP.LRN.FM.
So excited.
Why are you playing a slot machine sound for an online?
You gotta have fun, man.
Do you have a poker
You know, I love doing activism as much as you do, but you gotta have fun, man. You gotta
Brought
let
to you by the
loose.
same guys that did
I do
sales with
sometimes. You
players.
know, we're gonna have to start doing like prize challenges to people can outdo our events. We'll have a bunch of prizes that we'll give away.
Yeah, you can
Get
do
on over to
that.
swcpoker.eu and start playing now.
We need to do more stuff to
LRN.FM into
get
more
people
ears.
in.
Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers,
Black.
banners.
Hey, we're
graphics,
coming
and
back
more.
in like 30 seconds here.
Cool.
And welcome back to the Rebel Love Show here at the bottom of the hour. And Murdoch is staying with us to the end. And any predictions, Murdoch, for next year for the 2016? This is the last episode before the new year. So do you have any predictions for what may come in the year 2000?
2016. I think that the move will be triggered. I think that a lot of people are going to start showing up in y'all's backyard, and y'all are going to have to get real busy at finding work and places for all those people to stay. And
trust me, that actually I think is pretty cornered well. There's multiple different people working in that in those fields.
And I think it'll be really neat up there to see how that progresses once you start really outnumbering the other status.
Oh, I can't now, mind you. I'm putting my minarchist cap. I'm a voluntarist anarchist, all that jazz. But I can't wait to see a bunch of free staters taking over a bunch of city councils, like multiple cities just drop. They just fall to the insurgency. Notice the free staters. We're gonna be like the ISIS of New Hampshire. No, we're not. Fuck. Don't. I'm joking. Without the guns or any violence or anything. I know. I don't know. I'm just saying in general though. Like it's gonna be fascinating because. I mean, we already have a bunch of people in the state house. I mean, yeah, we're so hardcore. I mean, the city of Concord already considers free staters to be domestic terrorist groups because they got a grant from the Department of Homeland Security to buy a fucking Bearcat because of us. So we're already labeled as domestic terrorists. But we're domestic terrorists that believe and operate under the non-aggression principle, which is the most peaceful thing that anyone can even say. You know, that's how hardcore we're not even gonna, you know, we're borderline pacifists here. You know, we just like to have our guns, like leave us alone. But no, I definitely do feel the trigger will be moved for sure. I don't see 2,000. I mean, 20,000 of them all moving. I mean, there's already almost 2,000 people, but I do feel probably we'll see a huge uptake in the moves. I think we'll see maybe 500 to 1,000 people move next year. That'd be my prediction for next year. Like our new movers parties that they throw here, they're gonna have to find new location or something because. It's getting to the point where there's like 100 people there every new movers party. I mean, a lot of us, we're spread out across the state, so it's hard for everyone to be at the same place at the same time, you know. Right. But there's gonna have to be like new movers parties every week. You know, every week there's gonna be a new movers party or something like that. It needs to be in like a large area. I don't know, but I definitely see 500 to 1,000, definitely over 500 people next year. I see the move being triggered probably by March, maybe April. I don't think it's going to be Liberty Forum. I think that's being too cocky. It's not going to happen by then. Worst case scenario, porcfest. And you need to make it the porcfest, Murdoch, just because, our wedding's gonna be there. You gotta make it for it, man. And if you don't remember, porcfest was like this incredible journey. Like everything just happened, and it's like you just went through this flow of motions. And I don't know. I loved porcfest last year. And you make it of that. Other predictions, I see nobody winning the presidency because it doesn't matter, and everyone will hate whoever becomes president. But that is the thing. I think we're going to see. I also think, I don't know what, but we're definitely going to see some sort of crazy activism done by someone. It doesn't even have to be in New Hampshire.
I've got a pretty wild one planned for April that I'm not discussing yet.
Can you at least tease us a little bit? Give us a hint.
It's going to be intense, and it's going to be bigger than anything else we've ever done. We'll see if we can get it planned by then to get off the ground, and a lot of preparation for that one. And my prediction for the next year is we're gonna turn up the heat on our activism. We're gonna make it bigger, badder, and more impressive, and hopefully inspire more people to get out there and do more activism and help change the world.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I'd love to see, is more and more people get active. I would love to see hell, that's going to happen. We're going to predict that there's going to be we're going to see a whole new scene of activists move somewhere in New Hampshire. It's going to be a city, some city in New Hampshire. It's just going to be taken over by a whole scene of people. A city that's probably very sparsely populated. Maybe it's going to be on the coast. See, this is another thing too. There's a lot of stuff with the culture amongst free staters. There's literally a cultural identity to manage. There's identity to Keene. There's identity to the seacoast. But there is activism going on the seacoast. I don't know if you've been paying attention to Christopher David. He's doing a lot of Uber activism out there, where Uber is now illegal in Portsmouth. So he's actually got arrested for felony wiretapping because he recorded himself being harassed by a bouncer while he was doing Uber in front of a cop, and a bunch of crazy stuff. And there's an Uber grandma that's getting arrested left and right too in Portsmouth. But that's creating a cultural identity of people doing civil disobedience. So he could spawn this whole old school free Keene movement to the coast, and there'd be a whole huge cultural identity on the beach in Hampton Beach or something like that, where it's just topless Tuesdays, where everyone's topless or something I'm saying there's already a topless movement in New Hampshire that has nothing to do with the Free State Project too. But I don't know, I can see something crazy like that happening, but definitely something big though. Maybe it is your event, I don't know. But there's definitely going to be something that people will talk about for years to come. Definitely love to see that will happen. That's my prediction. I also kind of predict that at bare minimum, probably within the next few months, there'd be at least 4 shows coming out of the Rebel Love Studios. There's already technically 3. So it's going to be 4 coming out of this. Maybe, 5. They're going to be at one point, there's going to be 5. I don't even know what the other, I already kind of know what the 4th one is. I don't even know what the 5th one is. We're going to predict there's going to be a 5th show coming out of here at some point. So I'm going to be the producer to 5 damn shows coming out of here. I predict that to happen too. How about your show? How do you predict that's going to take off? Well, the Don't Comply show, maybe, and also plug yourself while you're at, 'cause I only got a couple minutes left.
Well, yeah, you can find us on iTunes or for Android. The podcast, talknetwork.com runs our show. They've got the archives also for the Don't Comply show.
Get it up as your own podcast feed, sir. Don't rely on them. That's your content. You should put it out as your own too. I'm not saying not have them put it out, but you need to put it out too. I'm ranting at you a little bit right here.
No, we have it up already. It's on our iTunes. Don't Comply.
Oh, it's on your own channel. It's not on their channel. Okay.
No,
there's nothing wrong with being released on their channel. I'm just saying you need to control the source of it too. You need to have your own feed.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you can go on the Don't Comply Show on iTunes, and that is our channel that we have all of our archive shows as well. But you can also get it off the Talk Network and listen to it live at Mondays and Thursdays, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. And don'tcomply.com, we have great staff of awesome writers. They put out fresh news content every day. And Come and Take It Texas, where you could go to catitx.com and check that out as well. Facebook is really where we're at when you get to see all the movement discussions and events that we have in real time. The Don't Comply Show and Come and Take It Texas on Facebook.
Jesus, man, you have a lot of shit to plug, man. No wonder you don't go out and party that much and you're not chill. You're doing all this activism and you're working with all these different contents. Yeah, that's a lot, man. I got the Rebel Love Show. I'm also kind of pimp out the Foundation for New Hampshire Independence. I work with them as a board member, awesome. And I help produce multiple shows coming out of this studio. That's pretty much that. And I work full time too, and I know you do, or you used to. Yeah. You still do, right?
I definitely work a full-time job on top of it. Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you spend that much time doing all that work. Is that how many hours a week do you do, like, work on activism on the average?
3 or 4 days out of the week, I'm doing nothing but that outside of my Clark Kent job.
All right. Okay. We got to go. We're in the show. But that being said, go party. All right. Go have fun. Just don't do all active. Take one activist off and go party. All right. Have a good New Year's, man. Peace.
Thanks.
Understanding your credit.
All right, we're good.
First step towards
cool.
Thank you, man. That was fun.
This is Charlie Sun's.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I definitely hope you. I definitely hope you do make a porcfest if you can. I get it. No worries.
Well, my buddy Matt was supposed to go last year, and then something came up, and he had to, spend money on his kids and some other stuff. So he wasn't able to go. We were just talking last night about it, and about going this year. So we're tossing it around still, trying to figure out if it's possible, if it's feasible.
Oh man, I saved that cough for like 5 minutes.
We'll have to find him a speaking spot.
Have to what?
We'll have to find him a speaking spot.
Oh, I'm sure you guys can. I can hook you up with the organizers this year. So if you want to go there, I'm sure you guys can get speaking spots doing something. I ain't doing any talks. I'm not doing a single talk. I don't want to do a talk. We're going to record the show there twice.
Cool.
And that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I might do if I can get Matt to go, then I'd probably record a Don't Comply show there. And I'd like to do like a Monday talk so I could get it out of the way and then party the rest of the time.
Yeah. Don't have one. See, the problem is everyone would want that. It's pretty much they put you where they put you where they want you. They don't just like, oh, you want that? Oh, you want that day? Well, tough shit. Yeah, I just want to party like the whole time, man. That's what porcfest really. I made that mistake in my first year. I had like a talking slot, and I think we did 3 episodes there or something like that. I don't know. I did a lot, and I remember I tried to film like 2 different video projects too. Well, I still do want to do. If you do go there, I do want to do a walkthrough at the end. I did love that because I love ending at the group shot. Like I want to make like a tradition, like doing that to the group shot. But anyways,
that was cool.
Yeah. But yeah, man, go have a little fun. Don't get burnt out.
I do occasionally.
All right. Well, don't get burnt out. I mean, I'm getting burnt out just doing this. So don't get yourself burnt out. The Liberty Movement needs you, Murdoch.
Well, thanks, man. We're all just putting in our 2 cents and trying to help out. That's all.
I hear you. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Peace, man.